I've done nothing to you. Yeah, you are. It's delusional to say that other girls are flourishing. It's 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 delusional to say that other girls are flourishing. Recognize we weren't giving the platforms that we're being given right now. And I give you props all the time in every other interview for opening the door for that to be a possibility now.
Let's go. We're back with a new video, so it must be relevant. And today, it appears we have a cat fight. So, recently Nicki Minaj and an artist by the name of Latto have been going back and forth, really over nothing, but it's interesting, so let's dive into it. Now, there are a lot of words exchanged back and forth between Nicki Minaj and Latto, so I'm not going to read everything that was said, but I'll read a few just so you guys get the gist of what's going on. But before I start reading the messages, to cut a long story short, the real issues with Nicki Minaj not being considered for a Grammy nomination. Ultimately, Nicki Minaj's Super Freaky Girl was denied for Grammy nomination and she was understandably upset about this. This inevitably led to her venting and essentially bringing Latto into the situation. It would appear that Latto and Nicki Minaj would actually speak privately, but inevitably it became public. So it kind of kicks off with Nicki Minaj tweeting, "This Karen has probably mentioned my name in over 100 interviews. Says she waited in line for Pink Friday with her Barbie chain on, bangs, pink hair. But today, Scratch Off decides to be silent rather than speak up for the black woman she called her biggest inspiration. And by being silent, she means being silent about her being snubbed, or rather not getting that Grammy nomination for Super Freaky Girl." Now, Nicki Minaj followed this up by leaking a private message that she had with Latto. In this message, Latto states, "I agree with you, however, because of where we left off, I don't think you need to bring up my name in a song to prove your point." Now, of course, Latto would respond to this, and Latto said this, "I've ignored countless subtweets since March and instead addressed you in the DM. You're asking why I didn't speak up in your defense. It's the same answer I gave you when you asked why I didn't congratulate you. You're literally older than my mom trying to be a bully," at Nicki Minaj. But yeah, it actually ended up escalating when Latto said this, "Been subbing, super freaky, grandma is married and related to rapists. You ain't gonna bully me, my idol turned rival, now you hating." Now, when Latto is referring to being related to rapists, well, Nicki Minaj being related to rapists, she's essentially referring to her husband or fiance, who essentially, I believe, is a registered sex offender or has a history of being tried in court because of allegations that he raped someone. But I actually believe he was convicted, so essentially she's saying that your husband is a rapist. Now, Nicki's response to this is, why didn't you have that same energy with Kodak Black, who you worked with, who also has that same type of history? Now, as you guys saw at the beginning of the video, they ended up getting in a debate and that was posted by Latto. So essentially, these two have been going back and forth, but Nicki Minaj has a history of going back and forth with different artists. I mean, we saw the same thing with her and Cardi B, except with her and Cardi B, it almost became physical because Cardi B pulled up on Nicki Minaj. But I honestly don't think it's gonna go that far. I mean, I don't think Nicki Minaj is a fighter and I don't think Latto is either, but who knows? I mean, this is a cat fight after all. Now, just to give my opinion on something, the Grammys aren't obligated to give any artist a nomination. Nicki Minaj has won Grammys before, and personally, I don't think Super Freaky Friday was all that good, or whatever the song is called. But either way, I think Latto actually had a point, and Nicki Minaj was just once again wiling out and wanting to vent her frustrations. I mean, she also vented when Astroworld outsold her, or rather became number one and she was number two. So once again, you're dealing with somebody who always wants to be number one, somebody who always wants the center of attention, and to be honest, I don't care that she didn't get the nomination. The problem is you have so many artists always complaining about the Grammys. Oh, I didn't win this, I didn't win this, but some of these guys are billionaires, multimillionaires. Create your own awards ceremony. If you don't like the Grammys, fine, don't attend, but don't complain because you didn't get a Grammy. It's like, which one is it? Boycott the Grammys? Or don't boycott the Grammys so long as I'm winning. You see how everything is self-centered, and that's what I mean when I say Nicki Minaj is self-centered. It's always about her winning. A lot of these people who complain it's about themselves. Really, they're just angry that they're not winning, and that's the big issue. But the thing is, the issue will be solved if they create their own award ceremonies. But if anything does go down, I'll be sure to update you guys. So make sure you're following my Instagram. We got more followers, but we need more. Following my Instagram, liking, commenting, checking out my YouTube channel, subscribing with the notification bell on. and making sure you're watching every single video because I'll be updating you on that must be relevant news. But anyway, thank you guys for watching this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.